Hello, all you wonderful people. It's the moment that I know you've all been waiting for, with bated breath and anticipation. It is the Q&A video! Hooray! It's only taken me about a year and a half, probably even closer to 2 years. The video I initially announced I was going to do Q&A was in 2013, and we're now in 2015. So it's been a while, so I must apologise for that, but it means that you guys have had plenty of time to ask me questions. So if you haven't asked your question yet, what's wrong with you? Get that question in there, because I can't wait to hear what you have to say to me. It's been quite a busy 2 years. I mean, considering what's happened between then and now, I've grown up. A lot of things in my life have changed. I know that a lot of people have, come and gone from my channel. There are a lot of diehards that have been with me for the last 5 years, and to all of you, I must say, thank you for your support, and thank you for sticking with me. I know that sometimes I'm hitting road bumps and not making exactly everybody laugh, but that's fine. Not everybody has to laugh. In this day and age, some of us can be miserable bastards. So anyway, we're playing Transport Tycoon because why not? Why not? I'm just trying to find games I can actually chat and play at the same time, and yeah, that's more difficult than you think because I get really distracted really quickly. In fact, I'm not even sure that this is going to work. I'm probably going to get really distracted anyway. So, anyway, yes. So the first question is from Tiamet, and the question is, what sort of games do you tend to favour over others? Also, how blind do you tend to play things? What games do I tend to favour in terms of let's play? Things that are a bit different. I like games that are a little bit unusual. That generally is what I would look for. I don't like just playing the same old stuff cut a whole bunch of different ways. That just irritates me. But having said that, sometimes I can just play. I mean, outside of Let's Playing, I was really into World of Tanks for a while, which is really bottom of the barrel. Playing some of the scrubbiest stuff you could probably do, and not even talking about what I'm playing at the moment. It's even worse in that regard. But yeah, I like to Let's Play things which are a bit different. I don't want to do Let's Plays of things which just everyone can pick up and everyone can enjoy. I'd like to expose people to things that are a little bit unusual and they might not experience without giving some prompting. In my own time, I play these days I actually don't play that much, really. I mean, as I said, I was into World of Tanks. I'm playing the accursed World of Warcraft at the moment, which is an interesting experience. Missing its heyday, of course. Kind of looking at it from a rather bizarre perspective of just trying to wonder what the hell it's all about. But it's good fun. I've been enjoying it. I feel kind of disgusted that I've been enjoying it, but I enjoy it all the same. Other than that, not a lot really. I was playing War Thunder. I kind of got bored of it. The progress was just too slow, so I kind of gave up on it. There was the World of Tanks. Other than that, I don't really play a lot of games these days. On the quest for spiritual understanding. That's a lot of bollocks, actually. I just don't really have the time these days to get stuck into games like I used to. Which is kind of sad. But hey, what can you do? Maybe when I'm earning millions and I can just sit back and play video games all day, I can get more into these sort of games. But no, not these days. I just play simple things that I can enjoy reasonably easily. Not too simple. We're not talking like Candy Crush here. I mean, we've got some fucking self-respect. Diego Fernandez asks, and I'm going to reword it slightly. How did you feel when you first played Yume Nikki? Well, no, this was quite a long time ago, so I need to really kind of think back a little bit. How the hell did I feel when I first played Yume Nikki? One of the things I do say when people ask me, what is it that I get out of, Yume Nikki and RPG Maker games and things, and what I look for, the primary thing that I like is the kind of the mystery and the exploration. I like the feeling of depth, and that's initially what endeared me to Yume Nikki a lot, because obviously my first exposure to it was that flash animation I think I've described. I might even try and put it in this video somewhere if I can, which holds very, very little relevance on the game itself, but it was enough to kind of get me interested. What is this? What is this all about? I think we'll go for that one. And it just latched on in terms of what I was looking for. This kind of, because this actually ties into what I was just talking about. I remember playing World of Warcraft on the private servers, and one of the things that I used to really enjoy about it was the kind of the unknown, the exploration of these distant areas, and these areas that might not even be finished yet, being able to explore them and see all these really cool things. I have to say the real game is not like that at all. It's more like you just kind of dart around from place to place, which is, I suppose, kind of the same thing, kind of not. But once you've seen everywhere, I mean, what do you do? It's not like you're getting a lot out of just running around forever, are you? How do I want this to work? So yeah, when I first played it, I remember thinking, wow, how big is this game? I'm going in all sorts of different directions and seeing all sorts of crazy things. How big is it? That was one of my main kind of thinkings at the time. And as you play a game more and more, that does kind of go away. As you get more familiar with it. Certainly with Yume Nikki, I feel like I know it like the back of my own hand now. So I certainly don't get that feeling anymore. But when it was in its heyday, when it was new, certainly that was what initially I thought about it. I was like, wow, the sheer depth of this game is just incredible. How deep does it go? And it does go pretty deep. You got to give it credit. There's so much to see in it. You can easily dismiss that these days because we've all been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. But at the time, that was a lot. For a free game, you wouldn't see that kind of depth in a free game anymore. Well, that's not true. That's not true. But yeah, depth and just amazement at the depth and how endearing it all was. It didn't speak to me in any particular like, oh, it appeals to me because I'm a neat and I don't know what a bedroom door handle looks like. It just clicked with me on a much more basic level of, wow, this has the prospect to be a really cool adventure. I'm gonna ape the pronunciation of this, no doubt. Ryukki Izayoi? I don't know. Ryukki. We'll call you Ryukki because I can pronounce that reasonably well, hopefully. Any plans for doing Flow? Yeah, Flow. Flow is an amazing game. Flow is just it's almost in the league of the original Yume Nikki. Never let it be said that I do not praise Flow and just about everything about it. And in fact, if I had to recommend a fan game to someone, why did I do that? I would definitely point them at Flow rather than Yume Nikki. I just think that Flow is a much more integrated experience because it's the LOL is the developer, has a vision for it, and it just feels like such an experience as opposed to Tuki, which is just like, here's some things, here's some other things, and they don't tie together. They just kind of are. So Would I let's play it? Maybe. People seem to be asking for it a lot, which makes me think that perhaps I should let's play it just because people are asking for it. But I don't know about that. It's a very different game. It's a very kind of gory game. Well, it's not gory, but it's got a lot of violent themes in it, which I think doesn't naturally gel very well with my playstyle. My playstyle is more like the eccentric, the crazy person just chatting shit and just running around and having a gay old time. At least that's how I see it. Just having a laugh, having a frolic around in the dream worlds. And Flow is a bit more like trying to be well, not semi-serious, but it's you know, kind of violent, you know. It's got lots of stuff in it which is just generally dark, which makes me think it's more of an individual experience as opposed to something you can let's play the same as old Nikki. We're going to take out some money here because we are going to need another train, I think. And we don't seem to be shifting the coal out of this place very quickly. So yeah, Flow. I don't know. I'd love to hear what other people think about what I just said, if they think that's a load of horseshit, or if they think that that's valid enough. My feeling is, though, that it is a more personal experience, so I don't immediately think I'm going to be doing a let's play of it. But that's subject to change. Citreth asks, I've always wondered what the impetus for your LP hobby was. If you watch any other LPers, and what do you think of the emergence of LP as a means to earn a living and LP celebrities? Well, there's a few questions in here. So the initial impetus was when I started playing Tuki, there were very few let's plays or anything like that of the material. So I thought, well, there's potentially a market for that. I could probably put something together, be reasonably entertaining. I thought I would give it a shot, and my momentum at the beginning was really bad. I mean, it took me months, I think, to even get the first video up properly. I mean, I announced it, and then it took me ages to actually do it. The impetus there was just because I thought, you know, I could potentially do this. I want to try it. It sounds like fun, and I think I could hopefully endear my personality onto some people. You know, the current generation of Let's Plays is very different from how it was back then. You know, people are now like, oh, gotta get 1 million subscribers, and if nobody's watching it, then it's not a success. And I don't really subscribe to all this. I don't really like the current shape of Let's Plays, and yeah, I just kind of roll along with what I like to do. It's really the sum of it. If I watch other Let's Players, well, two Let's Players that I have to kind of mention that have had a big effect on how I've done my material, and even, you know, my kind of persona that I use when I'm talking to people, or when I'm talking on my videos. Well, the first would be the infamous Mike Mnemonic, who I'm sure is very familiar to just about everyone who's watching this channel, because he's like the grandfather with his Daily LPs, and yeah, he was very popular in Oboa-chan. Well, very active in Oboa-chan for a while. I just think he's amazing. He has a style of Let's Playing that I just find really endearing. He takes it very casually and very kind of cynically. I think that's excellent. That's almost exactly what I tried to do as well. I don't want it to be, you know, like a scare cam fest. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem very active anymore. He might have died. I don't know. That'd be pretty insensitive if he had died. But yeah, he's really inspiring. The other person that I really like is Fried Octopus, or Frocto1. He's, you know, quite an underground LPer, but he's so funny. He has a real style of playing games that just appeals to me and how I enjoy games. So I just think he's amazing. Again, reasonably quiet these days. He did I think an Exquisite Norps thing, which is like a knit story. But other than that, I think he's gone pretty quiet. Seems to be the way with a lot of Let's Players. They kind of lose their wind, and then I did the same, really. Yeah, I kind of lost my... The wind came out of my sails and I stopped doing it for a while. And it took a kind of moment of inspiration when I was talking to the Angry Murloc about getting back into it. I think. I don't know. I can't even remember that now. That wasn't even that long ago. Would I think of the emergence of LPs as a way to earn a living? Good for them, I guess. I don't really want to pander towards like earning a living through Let's Plays. It would be nice, I guess, but I wouldn't want to have to change my style so broadly that other people would be able to consume it. I don't know. It's not really my end game for Let's Plays. I just want to show people cool things. If people like that, then all the better. Regarding the celebrities, I don't know. I don't really watch much of that stuff. I don't watch a lot of the main YouTubers. I do occasionally watch sips of Yogscast fame, and some of the other Yogscast material can be quite entertaining, but it's not something I go out of my way to watch. I do like the works of Jim Sterling. He's pretty big, and he's got a big YouTube channel. Wait, jokes. He's really endearing because he's right down to earth. You know, he's got his head on straight. God, I'm just like the pun slinger today, aren't I? It's not really a pun. Yeah, he's funny. I like him. Next question is from FairySlash Le Sacre. Favorite coffee shop, which is what I initially said. I think when I put the feelers out for the Let's Play question, for the Q&A stuff. I said favorite coffee shop was a potential option. My favorite coffee shop, I don't know. It's a bit of a stupid question, really, because I don't go into coffee shops all that often. If I had to rate it based on the time I've spent in the coffee shop, it would probably be the humble joint bean scene in Ayr in Scotland. I seem to drink coffee in there a lot because I meet one of my old university friends there. But in terms of spending time in a coffee shop, I don't actually spend a lot of time in coffee shops. To be honest, it's not like my scene, my bean scene. I just go with the flow. If I get a coffee, it's probably out of a kettle, not out of a coffee shop, because I am a cheapskate at the end of the day. So yeah, the question itself is kind of faulty. Yeah, Diego Fernandez also asked the same question about the coffee shop, and yeah, I kind of I've led you into a bit of a trap because I do like coffee. I drink a lot of coffee, but I don't spend a lot of time drinking coffee in coffee shops. Besides, there's a lot of people that hang around coffee shops that I wouldn't get on with. We would have arguments, fierce arguments, fierce coffee arguments over coffee. FairySlash Le Sacre also asks, what is your least favourite colour? My least favourite colour is a bit of an odd question, I gotta say. I don't know. Well, my favourite colour is probably like purple or something. I like the colour purple. My least favourite colour, I don't know. Brown's a pretty shitty colour. God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think about least favourite colours all too often. Don't know. Maybe like a kind of greeny colour. Not really got a good answer for that one, unfortunately. It's not. I did read this and I wasn't really sure what to think about it, but it's not something. I don't have a particularly least favourite colour. I don't really tend to have a most or least favourite anything. I just kind of go with it. What looks good at the particular moment in time I happen to be looking at it? Oh fuck! Look what I did. I made a mistake here. That's supposed to connect, and I didn't do it. Her fucking dirt. Oh shit! Like just Let's do that. Let's do it. Go around there. Quick. You can do it. I know you can. Like the most inefficient corner in all of history. No, he won't do it. Fuck. I know he's broken down. Darn. Oh, no one wants that. Shut up. Yeah, I don't have a great answer for that question. I do apologise for that, but I don't really spend a lot of time kind of deciding what colours I like and I don't. I just kind of go with it. What I like is what I like. And the final question for this segment, I think, is have you ever played Pokemon? And have I ever got into Pokemon like really seriously? When I was a lot younger, yeah, I was really into what do you call it? Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow. Well, not really Yellow so much, but yeah, definitely Red and Blue. But I was never. I suppose I was quite into it. I had the trading cards and things when that was all vogue. Fuck, we really need to know that train coming out of there. Quickly! Dump it in there. We need to get another train. We might have to borrow some more money actually. Fuck. Oh, so bad. So bad. I was, when I think back on it, yeah, I was actually pretty into Pokemon. But as soon as, I don't know, Gold and Silver came out, that all just fizzled out. Certainly when I was at school, it all went out of vogue. And nobody was interested in it anymore. I picked up, was it Emerald and Sapphire? Ruby and Sapphire? Yeah, it was Ruby and Sapphire. I played, I think it was Sapphire because I bought one of the Game Boy Advance SPs. But I've never really been into it since then. Not particularly for any reason other than I don't play handheld games the same anymore. They do look like they could be quite good fun. And I've always wanted to try the kind of red and green reboot, the leaf green and fire red or whatever it was, I forget. But even those are now ancient, you know, those games aren't even that new. So, yeah. Favourite Pokemon? I don't know. I really like the noise that Zapdos made when in Pokemon Red and Blue. That kind of noise. I thought that was quite cool. I don't know if I'd say that's a favourite though. The birds are a bit. They're not bad, but it's not exactly an all-rounder. You know, electric types are quite specialist. You know, you could be setting yourself up for a big fall when you go electric. That's why we're using cool trains at the moment, because we don't want any weaknesses to be exposed. So that's it, really. That's part one. There's loads more questions to go, and as I said, there's probably a whole bunch that got lost when YouTube changed how they did the comments. So if you want to ask anything, put them in the comments below this video. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.